So you've closed on your home loan, but yet your loan officer is calling you weeks or maybe even months after you've closed, and they're asking you for more documentation. Why could that be? Right? That's what you're asking yourself. How are you, or why are you asking me for more documentation after my loan has closed with you guys? This is a really common question, and it doesn't happen too often where weeks or months later your loan officer is calling you asking you for stuff. But I wanted to explain why this happens. It's important to understand the process of a home loan after you've closed. And it also depends a lot on the type of loan that you did. For example, a government loan versus a conventional loan. And so it's really important for you to understand this because you need to keep your frustration level as low as possible, right? Because who needs stress? So what happens basically is once a loan is closed, that package of all of that stuff that you supplied and your contract and your appraisal and your title work and all that stuff gets shipped out to either HUD for an FHA loan or VA for a VA loan to be insured. Okay, we have to make sure they have to make sure that they're insuring something to your lender that was underwritten correctly. And if there's something that HUD or VA wants to see from us as a lender and we don't have it, then guess what? We have to come back to you. On the conventional loan side, whether it's a jumbo loan or a non-jumbo regular conforming loan, on the conventional side, we still have Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac that we have to work with, but also investors. There are investors that have certain requirements. And if we send out a loan to that investor, and the loan does not meet their requirements for one way, shape, or form. And it could be something very minor, like a missed signature, or it could be something like, hey, we need a profit and loss statement from that self-employed person because y'all didn't ask for it to begin with. Or maybe our underwriter didn't feel like it was necessary, but the investor actually thinks it's needed. Then we have to come back to you. Sometimes, like I said, weeks or months later. And again, having been a borrower myself many times in the past, I totally get the frustration if you're asked for something later. Like I said, it normally doesn't happen, but every once in a while, underwriters are human and sometimes they miss things. Everybody could see something differently. And when it gets actually shipped off to HUD, VA, or that investor, they could feel like something additional needed to be supplied. And so we have to come back to you. And so at closing, you sign something called an errors and omissions and a compliance document that basically states that you agree to cooperate with the mortgage company or the title company if something is needed from you. So just be aware that it's not something that someone intentionally did wrong or intentionally was trying to make you angry a few weeks or a few months later, but it is something that does occasionally happen. And so I thought that it was really important to make this video for people to understand that it is something. Just be aware that you may get a phone call, and if you do, just to do everything you can to help that person out with what they need so that we can stay in compliance and follow the rules the way that we're supposed to, because mortgages are one of those financial instruments that we have to follow the rules and make sure that companies can continue to lend people money for their home loans. So if you have any questions when it comes to compliance or anything like that, as far as the post-closing process, give me a shout. My contact information is down below. Y'all have a great day.